Welcome to the deep dive. So today our mission is pretty focused. We're looking at one of these new AI learning tools that you see everywhere, Mindgrasp.ai. We've gone through a whole stack of user reviews and sources to answer two big questions for you. First, does it actually work? And maybe more importantly, is it a platform you can, trust?
Right.
Because the core promise here is huge for, well, any kind of learner. Mindgrasp says it can take almost anything you throw at it, your notes, big documents, even video lectures.
Yeah, video is a big one.
And just instantly turn it all into summaries, flashcards, quizzes. The whole idea is to make studying way faster and honestly less stressful.
Okay, let's unpack that, because we're not just looking at the features. I mean, AI summarizers are everywhere now.
Sure.
Our angle here is really about the platform's foundation. Is it solid? And what we found is a really interesting story. Mindgrasp seems to be built on, genuine transparency, but at the same time, it's being let down by issues that have nothing to do with the actual AI.
So let's start with the good stuff, the credibility markers. When we checked out the domain details, basically the website's public record, we saw Mindgrasp.ai was registered way back in 2022.
And in the tech world, a few years is actually a pretty good sign of stability. It shows some consistency.
It's not a pop-up site.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating here is how they connect real people to the brand. The founders, Cheyenne Connerbach, Patrick H. Matlack, and Tai Cao, they're all openly linked to the platform.
And that's so important. I mean, why should you, the listener, care that you can find them on LinkedIn? Well, because transparency usually signals some level of accountability.
Right.
And you see more evidence when you look at their visibility. They have, over 63,000 followers on Instagram? So there's real engagement there.
And there's an official app on the Apple App Store, which means it's had to pass at least Apple's basic checks for security and, functionality.
Okay, but now we get to what we're calling the transparency tightrope, because the public feedback is, well, it's a puzzle. If you look at the App Store, the rating is a fantastic 4.7 stars.
But hold on. App Store reviews can be a bit skewed. They often focus just on the features, and they can be filtered. When you look at the bigger picture of consumer trust, like on Trustpilot,
Oh, it's a totally different story.
it's a completely different story. The rating just plummets to 2.6 stars. And that massive gap really tells you everything you need to know.
And that's the core of it, right? The negative reviews are almost never about the AI. In fact, a lot of people say the study tools are great. The complaints are all about the logistics, specifically billing.
It is the absolute consumer nightmare scenario. You see complaint after complaint about people having trouble canceling subscriptions.
Unexpected charges after a free trial ends.
Right, or being billed over and over again even after they've tried to cancel. It's like, imagine you buy this amazing high-tech gadget that works perfectly, but the store just keeps charging your card every month after you tried to return it.
And when people try to fix it, customer support is apparently slow or just unresponsive.
Yeah, that comes up a lot.
So this brings us to a really balanced verdict for you. On one hand, the platform itself seems legitimate. The tool works, it's been around, the founders are public. But the huge number of negative reviews about payment and support is something you just can't ignore if you're looking for a smooth, stress-free experience.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, the takeaway is that while the core AI seems to be pretty solid, you really need to be careful.
Super careful.
If you're thinking about signing up, even for a trial, read the subscription terms and the cancellation policy like a hawk. And that really brings up a bigger question for all of us. When you're looking at an AI service, how much weight should you give to complaints about the business side of things, even if the actual product gets rave reviews?
A great question to think about.
And just a reminder, this is educational commentary and not medical advice.